loves in his life. Victoria, his family. Oh, by the way, Victoria is his wife. His family, the Lord, and the soccer team, Manchester United. God comes first, but don't ask him to put the others in order of priority. It depends on the size of the game. Tonight, he wants to speak about Sir Alex Ferguson, who managed his beloved Manchester United for a record 28 years before he retired in 2013. Please welcome our Toastmaster, Stephen Winters.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Few things in life instill passion in the human being than sport, especially if you have a love for a particular sport and a particular team. And my love is Manchester United. I always have to kiss the badge, it's for good luck. My love of Manchester United started back in the 1960s when the team won the European Championship in 1968. They had three fantastic players: George Best, an Irishman, Bobby Charlton, an Englishman, and Dennis Law, a Scotsman. Those three players became immortalised in United folklore. And if you go to the stadium in Manchester, Old Trafford, there's a bronze statue there of the three celebrating that historic win in 1968. I joined the ranks of the United fans shortly after that, and then I went 21 years without really seeing them do much. They won a few League Cups, but they never got the big trophies, which is the English Premier League and the European Championship. But then along came Sir Alex Ferguson in 1988. So Alex had managed a couple of smaller teams, and he joined what was the biggest sporting franchise in Europe. In fact, they're the fourth biggest franchise in the world. Those of you who may follow English football would know, but those who don't, if you go anywhere in the world, and I've been lucky enough to travel to Australia, to the Far East, to South America, to Europe of course, and the Middle East, you will see this famous jersey being worn by numerous fans around the world. And it always is a talking point and a point of associating with those fans. It doesn't matter what nationality they come from. So in 1988, when Sir Alex took over the management of Manchester United, he started to put in place a scheme to bring through a lot of younger players. It took 4 or 5 years. One of the players that probably is known to you that he brought through was David Beckham. But there was a number of other players that became household names and very famous as great young players that loved the team. And then from 1991 right the way through to 2013, we won and won and won. We managed to win 13 English Premier Leagues, 3 European Championships, and 9 Cups. It was almost year after year that we were winning things. I remember taking my son to watch his first game when he was just 7 or 8. Anyone who's been to an English Premier League, or particularly one of the big games, will realise that the atmosphere is something special. In those early days, there wasn't seating, you used to stand up. And being a young boy of 7 or 8, I used to get there early and I'd put him on top of one of the crush barriers, because they used to have these barriers along the stadium to stop the fans from crushing the people at the front if a goal was scored and they all started to rush forward. I would sit him on there, and he loved the atmosphere. He became an even bigger fan of Manchester United than I am, if that's possible. And every game now, at the weekends, we will make a point of calling one another to talk about how the game went, good or bad. If it's bad, I dread calling him, because his mood is so down on the ground. But I want to talk specifically about one of the best two games we ever had the opportunity to see. The semi-final and the final of the European Cup in 1999. Before I moved to the US, my son and I were season ticket holders at Old Trafford, and we used to go to every home game, quite a number of the away games as well. The semi-final of the 1999 European Cup was against FC Barcelona of Spain. We played the second leg at our stadium in Manchester. The first leg was 0-0. I still remember when we managed to score the winning goal. The stadium of 78,000 people shook. You could physically feel the ground shaking beneath you. I've never been in an earthquake, but I imagine that's what it would feel like. The sound and the roar that came from the stadium that day still reverberates in my ears. And so we went to the final against Bayern Munich, the German champions. That gave it extra rivalry, being an English club against a German club. Ironically, it was at Barcelona's ground, Nou Camp. After 6 minutes, Bayern Munich scored. And as you can imagine, we were deflated. For the remaining 84 minutes, up to the final 90th minute, we pushed and pushed and pushed with all our might, but we just couldn't break through their defence. I looked across to my son at the 90th minute and I said, these things happen. We got to the final. We should be grateful that we managed to do it. And then the referee signalled for 4 minutes of added time for some substitutions and some injuries that had been played during the game. 1 minute into added time, we managed to get a corner. The ball came across. Ryan Giggs, one of our younger players, hit it and it was deflected into the German goal. My son and I were literally hugging and dancing around the living room in front of the TV. We couldn't believe it. We were jumping up and down with joy. And then I was shouting at the TV, hold them tight, because at 1-1 we would go to 30 minutes of added time. But Sir Alex pushed the players forward and we got another corner. The ball came across and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, our Norwegian striker, hit it into the roof of the net and we won. We were both in tears. So ladies and gentlemen, passion comes through sport. And my connection with my son, Manchester United, brings that passion home. Thank you.
I'd like to review that our evaluations are on a 2 to 3 minute timing. Martha, would you like to refresh our memory on the timing, please?
Am I still going because you wanted to?
2 minutes, I would like I begin. 2:30, the yellow one, and 3 minutes, the red one. I will have 30 seconds. You whatever, I will have 30 seconds grace period.
All right. And also for our guests and new members, what we do is we do not wait till the end to do an evaluation. We do that evaluation immediately following the speaker. And this is because one very good reason. If you know you have to do an evaluation at the end, you don't tend to pay attention to all the speeches and the comments.